Welcome back. Happy that you're all here again. And we are on the fourth time of the writing process. Not the fourth time, the fourth day of the writing process. So we did information day, pre writing day. Last time, you should have finished your rough draft. Remember, we used the color code to help you keep your place. So you should have your rough draft. That's all you need today out, your rough draft, and some things to write with. You might want to use colors. Um, I don't mind. Use the colors that you want to use to help you mark these checklists, which will be available for you also not during the lesson. They will be pushed out to you. So today is revise and edit day. Edit means we fix our mistakes, and revise means we make our writing better than it was, because writers always fix their writing. They reread what they wrote, they make sure it makes sense, and they make sure that it's interesting for those who are going to read it. So I'm going to give an example using this that I wrote from yesterday. And what I'm going to do to make it maybe a little bit, well, we'll just go back and forth, I guess. I clearly explained my thought. This is the revision checklist. This is not the one I want. This is the one I want. Okay. My small moment editing checklist. So the first thing that you need to check is you need to have checked the words on your word wall. Now, because we're not in a regular classroom this year, you will be checking the words that we have added into our foundations notebooks that you've learned, not just the ones that you've tapped out, but also the trick words or the sight words. That's where you can use to check those words, okay? I stretched out the tricky words and I wrote all the sounds I heard. That means you tapped out the word, like the word cat. K-a-t, cat. So that's something we'll be checking on my writing piece in a minute too. I have spaces between my words. Okay, you should have a finger space between every word. I've always shown you this, and remember, my fingers are a little bit more. So when my space is a little too big. So I make mine a little smaller, but your fingers are just perfect for a word space in writing. Number 4, I capitalize the first letter of each sentence and the word I. The word I always gets capitalized. And sometimes it looks a little funny when you type it. Some people think that it looks like a lowercase L, and it certainly does. See this? That looks like a lowercase L. That's something that you'll have to remember, is when you're reading things that have typed on a computer, that sometimes the capital I looks like a lowercase L, but it's really still an I. A capital I can look like this. Well, it's pretty big. Or like this. I. But lowercase L still looks like this. So it's one of the confusing things that you're just going to probably have to just remember. So I'm sorry. Oh, excuse me. Let me get the correct tool up. I'm going to take this and put it in the trash. Did not mean to do that. So now you know about the letter I. And then I have checked my end punctuation. Periods and exclamation points and question marks are all punctuation. but we are only using today periods and exclamation point. Okay. Now, the revision checklist we'll talk about in a minute. I'm going to slide this buddy up here so I have them close. First thing, I have checked the words on the word wall. I have checked my words on the word wall because have was on there, are was on there, and a was on there, many was on there. So I've checked mine. So because I've checked mine, I did do that. So I can make a check mark here, and you can too when you've done it. That's so skinny. Sorry. Okay. I stretched out the trick and wrote all the sounds I heard. Well, the only way to check that is to reread. So let's reread. I have learned many fabulous facts. Upside down. Hunt insects. Babies are called a pup. Bats are awesome. Well, I did, but there's some words in there. I mean, I really stretched them out, but I don't know. This word doesn't look right to me. So because it doesn't look right, I am going, hold on, to circle it. This doesn't look right. And I did check it out. Awesome. But it looks funny to me. And this one looks funny to me too, and I don't know why. So I'm just going to worry about it later, but I'm going to circle it so I don't forget, because that doesn't really look right. And I don't know why there's 2 dots on here. I'm just going to slide them over so none of you get bothered. That doesn't mean anything, boys and girls. It just means that Miss Dix put too many dots on the paper, and that's all it means. So sorry, but that way you know. So these 2 words, I think maybe they're not right. And I know I copied this one down. That even looks right. That's really hard. Those 2 don't look right. So I circled them. So, well, I did write all the sounds I heard, but I have some I'm not sure about. I'm not going to check this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I'm going to check the spelling in my those words I circled. Check spelling in words with a circle. Don't worry, I'll make them come back and fit in the box. Check spelling in words with the circle. That should help me remember that when I'm going to make this, I'm going to get someone to help me, or if I have a dictionary, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to find a way from the people that take care of me at home, the people that take care of you at home can help you too. And if they can't, you can send me a dojo message and we'll meet together and talk. Okay. So we did this number 2. I have spaces between my words. Now I know because this is, we're doing virtual learning, that I use my computer to space things. So I know it's right. But you, my friends, are writing on paper here. So because you're writing on paper, you need to make sure that you used your finger spaces. If you did not, don't check. If you did not, then you need to write in this box, I will check my finger spaces when I make my final copy. The next one, number 4, I capitalized the first letter of each sentence and I wrote the word I. Oh, I'm sorry. I capitalized the first letter of each sentence and the word I. I didn't do that. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. No, you're not in trouble. Look. So there's no capital letter here and upside down. So I'm going to make a capital U. And there's no hunt insects does not have a capital letter. So I'm going to fix it. Babies are called a pup. Change that B into a capital B. Bats are awesome. Change that B into a capital B. If you want to learn the way that the older kids do it, I'm going to show you. And then whenever you go to another grade, like when you get older, you'll already know this and everyone will be impressed. Here it is. Are you ready? This is so great. So when you're editing your work like we're doing right now and you see that there are words that need to be capitalized, all you have to do, this is so wonderful, is underline the word 3 times. And that way, when you make your final copy, it will be a huge reminder for you to don't forget to capitalize that letter. I underlined it 3 times. It will help you remember. So make sure you check those capital letters. And let's see. I, that is already capitaled, and that is an I. It does look funny. If you want to write it like this, when you write, that's fine, or you can write it like this, as long as you understand that is a capital I. It's not a lowercase l unless we're using it as a lowercase l. So we've capitalized the words. I have checked my end punctuation. Okay. Remember, when we're reading and our mouse stops and we pause, that's where a period goes in. I have learned many fabulous facts. I forgot a period here. So I'm going to add the period and put a circle around it to remind me to put it there when I do my writing. And now I'm going to put periods on all of them, right? Because that's what I'm supposed to do. Everything's supposed to have a period at the end, right? Hold on. It is. But if I read this, remember with periods, it tells us just to read the sentence, not with a question sound or not with an exciting sound. So I'm going to read it that way. I have learned many fabulous facts. Upside down, hunt insects. Babies are called a pup. Bats are awesome. So that's all facts and it's right. But if you want to have a little bit more excitement, you could, if you chose, add an exclamation point, a line, like kind of a lowercase l with a dot underneath it. Bats are awesome. That adds a little excitement. So now we've done our editing checklist. Let's go on to our revision checklist. This is where we make sure that everything we wrote makes sense. I clearly explained my thoughts. I have learned many fabulous facts. Upside down, hunt insects. Babies are called a pup. Bats are awesome. That's a lot of complications because I don't hear, it doesn't all make sense to me. Like the first sentence, for instance, I have learned many fabulous facts, like about math or social studies or facts about your mom. No, facts about bats. We need to add that in there. So if I'm going to add something in, I make this little thing. It's called a caret. It's an upside down V, really. So we put it there, and that means, no, don't forget these other words. I have learned many fabulous facts about, I want to have it written in the color that I'm using to edit. so I don't forget to put it in at the end. So now I have learned many fabulous facts about bats, and I put a period there. Next one, upside down. That doesn't make any sense. Does it mean that I am upside down? What am I trying to tell the reader? I'm trying to tell the reader that bats hang upside down, right? So let's add it, put a little caret, upside down V here, and then we'll write bats. This is not going to be good printing. Bats hang upside down. Bats hang upside down. I'm going to use typing from now on because that is very hard to read. Bats hang upside down. Let's see the next sentence. Hunt insects. To make this sentence whole, we need the word bats. So here's my caret. Bats hunt insects. Let me clear this up for everyone so it's not so messy. I apologize. Bats hang upside down. And now I'm just noticing there's no period left here, so I want to make sure that I add that back in. Bats hunt insects. Babies are called a pup. All babies are called pups? No, bat babies. Or could I say baby bats are called a pup? Baby bats are called a pup. That looks right. Instead of babies are called a pup, and that looks right. So I don't even need to worry about spelling this word anymore because I like what I wrote different. And guess what? The best part about being a writer is you can change whatever you want and make it better or different because you're the writer. It's what you're writing about. So you can add extra facts if you want even. I mean, if you want to have 8 facts, I wouldn't mind. That would be pretty neat. But you need to have at least 3. Let's see the last sentence. Bats are awesome. Okay, that word still looks funny to me, so I'm going to wait because I'm not sure. I'm going to remember that word, though. That doesn't look right. It just awesome. I don't know. So we're going to wait. So I explain my thoughts. We aren't doing details today. So when I give you your checklist, this one won't be on here. And this one will not be on here because it's not the kind of writing we're doing. So just don't worry, parents and people that take care of my friends, that the checklist will not have these 2 items on here. But the rest will be lowercase and uppercase letters. Make sure that you use them in your writing. I'm going to double check that I didn't use capital. I added capitals and I didn't have any others. But sometimes when you are writing, if you know that you make a capital letter whenever you spell a word, like this one, a lot of kids do. They'll write a word. I'm going to write it with my own handwriting. They'll write the word the like this. And the problem with that is that H is a capital letter and it should be written with a lowercase h. That's kind of a funny H. It's hard to write on these, but there shouldn't be a capital letters floating in and out of your writing. Okay, only at the beginning of sentences when you use the word I, and if you use the special name of a person, place, or a thing. Miss Dix would get capitalized. Teacher would not. Correct. End punctuation. Again, we double check that with our editing checklist, so I have them all marked. I just need to make sure that I do that when I do my final copy. I use correct spelling. Okay. This is time for this word. Now, many of you don't know how to spell the word awesome because you shouldn't have to know how to spell that word. That's a really hard word for someone that's 6 years old. But you like to say the word awesome, like that soccer game was awesome. So, since I'm using it in my writing, I want to make sure that I spell it right. Okay? The best way to do would be to look it up in a dictionary. But we're not at school, and you might not have a dictionary. So, what are your choices? Choice one, you could ask an older person how to spell it. Okay? Or you could look it up on the internet. That's two choices. Or you could, again, look it up in a dictionary. So AWSON. Let's see what happens if I tried to spell it in a search tab. AWSON. Enter. It looks like a map. And if I were you, I'd be confused. But let's go back here. And if I went back one letter, I can see this word is spelled different. Oh, what's this? Oh my gosh. That's the word I was looking for. I know it because I heard it. Oh my gosh. You don't have to know how to read these, but I bet you could tap out this word. Good. Good. That's fantastic. Now I know how to spell it. It's AWESOME. So what you should do is take your paper and write down what you see. AWESOME. Now, and I'm going to double check. That's cool. Now I'm going to check one more thing. This might help you a lot. Now that I know how to spell this word, I wonder what it looks like in your language. So I'm going to start from English. I went to Google Translate. I know that you all know how to go to Google Translate because we've done it before. And now let's see. This is awesome. Yes. And this is in Arabic. Fabulous. This is in now, we're going to do in Spanish. See? And now we can also do it in Swahili and hear it. If you know what that is, this could help make a connection between your language. So the word is awesome. And now that I have it written down on my paper, I can go back and I can write on the top, make a little slash through that word, and then I'm going to write it the right way above. AWESOME. Awesome. Okay. I know that you all have used Google Translate before just to understand what someone was saying to you, but this is another good way to use Google Translate when you're learning words and learning to spell words because you'll be able to make a connection with them. So now I've got all this green all over the place, and guess what? That's exactly what my paper should look like. So let's go back here. I checked my spelling. I used my best handwriting. Well, I would say no, because look at the handwriting. That's not my best. This is all typing because I'm on a computer. So that's up to you to decide. Did you do your really best handwriting? If you didn't, it's okay. Do you know why it's okay? Because you really need to use your beautiful special handwriting when you are making your final copy, and that is not today. Okay. The last thing is, how many words did I write? Let's count the words. You can count with me if you choose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 4 words? That's a lot of words for a kid. I am not surprised at all, guys. You guys are so good at this. You're such good writers. So we're going to write 24 words. And it's interesting. I'm glad I counted my words because guess what? I noticed another mistake, and it may be hard to see, but if you see, I accidentally put a period after the word hang. That doesn't belong there. So again, everybody makes mistakes, even teachers. So I'm going to erase my mistake and fix it and move on with my life. Okay. So you will get your own checklist, boys and girls. You will get a checklist like this, and you will get a checklist like this. But see, these two things won't be here. Oh, I know I did something wrong. They won't be, sorry. Just trying to show they won't be in this list. Sorry. So the rest of the things will, though. Again, I needed to add this on the end. Hang on just a minute. So today, your job is to finish, is to not finish, but edit and revise. That's the two things, the checklist that we use. Edit and revise your rough draft. Always send questions and other comments through Class Dojo. And then you should, if you've been writing 3 definitions each night, then tonight you're going to write the last 4 definitions in your vocabulary book if you have not done it already. And then what I need you to do is have someone that takes care of you show me your writing, and it'll look like your writing that you did on your rough draft, and then with all the markings all over it. That way I can tell what you understand how to do and what you don't understand. Let me explain something. Is it okay for you to have your mom or your dad or your big sister, or like your grandma or aunt or someone kind of do this for you because it's hard? It's really not what I want you to do. I know that it might be a little confusing, but I want to see what you know. It is not my job to give you bad grades because I don't do that. Guess what my job is? It's to help you. So if you only can do some of the things, that's okay, because I will help you do all of the things. Okay. We can meet together and figure it out. But do you think that it is okay for you to ask your people that care about you to read this to you? It is okay. It is okay. And it's okay for them to help you read it and help you fill it out as long as you write your own thoughts. I'm going to give you, you have time now to do all of this. All of the papers will be sent to you. Make sure that parents or family members take a picture and send it on to me. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day and evening. And I will talk to you another time. Bye. See you later.